The Paramount Plus series 1923 transports viewers to early 20th century America. Today on Collider, we'll explore the show's casting choices, location shooting, VFX, stunts, and historical accuracy. When it comes to casting, 1923 made a bold decision by casting Hollywood legends Harrison Ford and Helen Mirren. Ford plays Jacob Dutton, the patriarch of the Dutton family, while Mirren portrays his wife, Kara. The decision to cast these two was rooted in their sheer star power and acting skill. Ford's rugged persona fit perfectly with Jacob's tough yet caring nature, while Mirren's portrayal of Kara, a strong, resilient woman, brought the character to life. Both Ford and Mirren's involvement brought instant credibility to the project, but it wasn't just their fame that made them ideal. They brought emotional depth to their roles, capturing the essence of the Dutton family's struggles during this tumultuous period in history. Alongside the iconic duo, the supporting cast was carefully chosen to complement the story. One key casting decision was to include James Badge Dale as John Dutton Sr. Dale is no stranger to complex roles and brought a certain gravitas to his character. The casting team also worked hard to ensure that the show had strong, diverse talent that reflected the era and its challenges. This included people like Michelle Randolph, who played Elizabeth Strafford, a pivotal character who would later become entangled in the Dutton family's saga. Shooting 1923 on location added authenticity, but it also presented numerous challenges. Much of the show was filmed in remote locations around the world, including the vast landscapes of Montana. Other filming locations included South Africa, Kenya, Tanzania, and Malta. In Montana, production took over one of the state's most historical cities, Uptown Butte, which doubled as Bozeman in the series. The exterior of a vaporizer store was transformed into the Silver Dollar Soda Shop, the saloon in which the characters congregate, while the Silver Dollar Saloon was used for interior shots. The Bozeman Sheriff's Office is the actual Butte Sheriff's Department, just dressed for the show. Some of the scenes that took place in Montana's wide-open landscapes were filmed on a 160-acre plot of land at the base of the Highland Mountain Range. In the main show, the fictional Dutton Ranch was filmed at the historic Chief Joseph Ranch in Darby, Montana. However, in the prequel series, we can see the evolution of the buildings at an early stage of development with images created via CGI. Some of the scenes set on the ocean liner, RMS Majestic, were filmed on the RMS Queen Mary, which was once Queen Elizabeth's ship and is now a floating hotel docked in Long Beach, California. Filming on location in many places added a level of authenticity to the show. With parts of the series' storylines taking place in Africa, the production moved one of its filming units to the continent. The scenes in Africa with Spencer Dutton and Alexandra were filmed between Tanzania and South Africa. The train station in Nairobi, Kenya. The Stanley Hotel where the characters stay was filmed in the magnificent Kearsney Manor. A few scenes and establishing shots of the African savanna were filmed at the Serengeti National Park in northern Tanzania. When the characters arrive in Sicily after a long aquatic journey, those scenes are filmed in Malta. And when they board the Majestic, although in the show it's in Sicily, it was filmed at the Grand Harbor in the capital Valletta. But with all these beautiful locations come unpredictable weather conditions and issues for the crew. In Africa, the production team had to endure scorching heat. The camera team had to ensure that the heat wouldn't affect the equipment, while the natural lighting would work to capture what they needed. Montana's harsh winter weather was one of the most notable difficulties faced during production. The series team had to deal with temperatures that often dropped below freezing. Filming in these extreme conditions meant that the cast and crew were regularly faced with physical challenges. The rough terrain meant that drones and helicopters had to be used to capture certain aerial shots. These tools were essential for showcasing the vastness of the Dutton family's land and the isolation they faced. Ford himself admitted that shooting in such brutal environments wasn't always easy, especially for the older cast members. But despite these challenges, the commitment to shooting on location in these beautiful but difficult environments paid off in the final product. The snow-covered mountains and vast plains gave the series its cinematic grandeur. While 1923 used real locations for many scenes, some parts of the show relied heavily on visual effects to recreate early 20th century America. VFX was essential to bring back the period details, like the iconic Western townscapes and interiors of buildings that may no longer exist. The visual effects team, led by VFX supervisor Kevin Blank, worked tirelessly to ensure that everything felt as though it belonged in the world of the 1920s, without overshadowing the natural beauty of the filmed locations. One big VFX undertaking was in episode 105, Ghost of Zabrina, and 106, One Ocean Closer to Destiny, with the complex water sequences. Zoic Studios was brought in to create a photoreal look for the scenes in which we witness Alex and Spencer's tugboat capsizing on their way to the Suez Canal in shark-infested waters before they are rescued by the SS Lambridge cruise liner. The team was set on capturing footage in camera to achieve high-risk shots and sequences to create a seamless sequence that looks real for viewers, but is a mix of practical and full CG hybrid shots. How did they achieve these cinematic aquatic scenes? Well, Zoic leveraged Unreal Engine to work alongside Blank during Previs and TechVis, phases in pre-production in which technical and production aspects of a shot are envisioned. The real-time Previs phase brought to life the complex choreography for this key storyline in the middle of Season 1. Through collaborative and creative sessions, they were able to facilitate and bring to life the vision of Blank and the director before the cameras started rolling. This allowed the production team the ability to recreate the precise choreographed shots while leaving room for the full CG shots executed in post-production at Zoic to make the result look seamless. And how about the climactic aquatic action scene, in which the tugboat is struck by an abandoned cargo ship? The team created the colossal ghost ship featured in the sequence with CGI, which allowed for flexibility with the intense choreography and composition required in the shots. The team went back and forth between simulating the ocean with the right amount of waves and swells, which was the main reason the cargo ship drifted into the tugboat, and then added secondary animation for refined interactions between the ocean movement and the boats. While 1923 is deeply rooted in real history, the Dutton family itself is fictional. The series loosely ties itself to the history of the American West, but much of the plot, particularly the Duttons' rise to power, is not grounded in any real-life family. The Dutton family's involvement in the Montana cattle industry is based on fictional narratives. But in regards to 20th century accuracy, the production design team pulled out every possible prop and decoration that they could to create historically accurate sets. Actress Marley Shelton, who plays Emma Dutton, has said that the era is a huge character in the show. Prop master Ian Roylance had to create bags, rifle scabbards, and gun belts that were appropriate for the time. Set decorator Carla Curry worked with Roylance and the rest of the production design team to source or make period saddles, ropes, and bridles to add a layer of authenticity to the horseback carriages. Since the 20s was also when motor vehicles were introduced into society, there was a mixture of classic cars that were sourced from prop houses. Alongside the horse-drawn carriages, it really felt like the transformed streets of Uptown Butte felt like a 1920s town. Entire facades were decorated and dressed with historically accurate posters, advertisements, and signages to emulate the era before electricity was an available commodity. Costume designer Janie Bryant sourced real vintage dresses from over 100 years ago, which allowed the actors to really embody their characters. She made it her mission to really dress the set, as they say, to help create the right atmosphere and feeling for the main cast. Even the hundreds of background actors were decked out in 1920s period costumes, most of which were sourced from costume houses or thrift stores. The characters were a mix of farmers and cowboys, as well as city people who were coming in from the East Coast. Hairstylist Tim Muir had a challenge to ensure that every background actor's hair was stylized accurately to the way their social classes would have looked and taken care of their outward appearances. Besides just historically true production aspects, Taylor Sheridan ensured to bring truth and authenticity to the storylines of the Native American characters, especially of Tiana Rainwater, played by Amina Nieves. The scenes in 1923 that depict the physical and emotional abuse inside a Catholic boarding school for Indigenous American youth in Montana are based on true accounts of the treatment of the Indigenous people of the region. In fact, this is the first time Sheridan has allowed his franchise to accurately tell a story and depict the plight of the Indigenous communities during American expansionism. Before, they were merely seen as rivals or obstacles in the Duttons' life. Nieves says that, although it's a jarring tale, it needs to be tackled. Being Indigenous, it's our duty to tell our stories and to tell them as strongly, quickly, and powerfully as we can. It's what we're born into, and we're storytellers from the jump. You know what I'm saying? Continuing to tell our story as honestly as we can is very important.
You'll answer them or get dragged back to school by your hair. You don't have the right.
1923 is a stunning historical drama that takes viewers through the struggles, triumphs, and hardships of early 20th century America. Behind the breathtaking landscapes, intense action scenes, and star-studded cast, a lot of hard work went into making the show feel both authentic and engaging. From the difficulties of shooting on location to the intricacies of VFX and production design, The production faced numerous challenges. While the series is an exciting and dramatic retelling, it does take some creative liberties with historical accuracy. Nonetheless, it offers a captivating glimpse into a transformative time in American history. Whether or not it sticks strictly to the past, 1923 has undoubtedly delivered an engaging, action-packed saga. Thanks for watching.